And a heads up today, 420 Fest at Civic Center Park closures already in effect as far as street closures go. Bannock between 14th and Colfax is closed. Additionally, 14th between Cherokee and Broadway, where you're seeing highlighted in red. Everything's kicking off at 1 o'clock today, so of course you can expect a lot of crowds to fill Civic Center Park. Now, news reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live now with all the details. Courtney, good morning.
Good morning, Erica. Like you said, Mile High 420 Festival starts at 1 p.m. today and goes all the way until 10 p.m. tonight. There's going to be a lot of people here several hours from now, and with everything going on, CDOT wants to make sure that cannabis industry employees know the signs of impairment. On Wednesday, the agency hosted an event where they had a group of volunteers consume fast-acting edibles. Then law enforcement officers from across the state showed how they pull drivers over and determine if they're impaired. The workshop is meant to educate people working in the cannabis industry on the signs and physiological impacts of impairment. According to CDOT, last year more than 1/3 of all fatalities on Colorado roads involved an impaired driver. They also said deaths involving a driver who tested above the legal limit for active THC increased 58% between 2020 and 2021.
What you have to do is you have a different type of public that uses cannabis, and it's distributed different. So what our office does is work with those organizations so they can give the message. We also try and inform the consumer.
They want you to be informed and safe this year, and for the first time ever, you have to be 21 to enter the festival. The city of Denver is also trying to reduce the exposure of this event to children by limiting the amount of advertising. You may be walking past clouds of smoke today, but you won't see any signs advertising any kind of weed brands. All advertising visible from the streets or sidewalk is not allowed this year. Anusha?
Yeah, celebrating safely is what's going to keep it fun for everybody else. And Courtney, we've already seen that traffic start to pick up even as early as yesterday when they started setting up. So a big reminder for everybody driving through that area.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know that you were having some traffic issues yesterday while they were trying to set up this event. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout. If you're going to be around here this afternoon or later on this evening, know that Civic Center Park is going to be very busy. Yeah,
it's going to be packed there. All right, Courtney, thank you.
Want to get to an update for you this morning. Clear Creek County's 911 system is back working this morning. Second time in 2 weeks now that the service went down. On Wednesday, it was offline for about 6 hours. Gilpin County started helping out with the calls. The sheriff's office says construction in the Floyd Hill area damaged a fiber line. Clear Creek County had another 911 outage last Tuesday as well.
And starting next month, your phone will no longer be able to tell if you've been around someone with COVID. The state health department says Apple and Google are ending the exposure notifications created during the pandemic. If you were exposed to someone who later tested positive for COVID, you'd get a notification on your phone. You may remember this, how this all works, except a lot of the system hinged on the state health department sending infected people codes to enter, and most of them never actually did. The exposure notification system will end in about 3 weeks. The state health department says it plans to continue sending texts to people who report positive COVID tests through July. It has been a little more than a month since more than 500,000 Coloradans lost their extra SNAP benefits. Now one lawmaker wants to change that. According to the state, a family of 4 lost an average of $360 per month. And that's made getting enough food really difficult, especially considering the rising cost of groceries. Congresswoman Yadira Caraveo introduced a new bill that would bring those extra benefits back. People who work at food banks say they've had more people coming in recently.
It's heartbreaking to think about the challenging choices families are making right now. You know, do I purchase milk and eggs and other nutritious things for my children and family, or do I, pay the rent and the light bills and all of these other things that are really pressing for them?
So far, the bill has been referred to the committee. Now Caraveo is starting to get co-sponsors together.
Well, time is running out for this year's legislative session, and right now the House is considering a bill that could make a new license plate. The plate would be dinosaur-themed, dubbed Protect Colorado's Fossils. Democratic sponsor Jesse Danielson posted this on Facebook, showing what it would look like. The bill passed the Senate on Tuesday, and if the bill passes the House and is signed by the governor, it would be available starting next year. And new this morning, the attempt to pass a ban on assault weapons has failed. A hearing in the House started yesterday morning went into the early hours of this morning. For hours, lawmakers heard testimony from hundreds of people about the possible ban. Ultimately, it failed 6-7. Lawmakers decided to postpone more conversations about it indefinitely. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson was listening in on that hearing. He's going to go over more of what happened coming up in the next hour.
Happening today at the Capitol, both parties from the House and Senate will come together for a moment of silence.
Yeah, today marks 24 years since 12 students and 1 teacher were killed at Columbine High School. In 1 hour, they will have a special tribute to those lives lost.
Students, staff, and members of the Columbine community will come together today. Many will spend the day doing acts of service and outreach projects. There will also be the annual Remembrance Run this Saturday morning at 8 o'clock at the high school. 24 years ago, we made a promise, and we continue that. We will never forget.
This morning, we remembered the 13 lives lost too soon.